All right, welcome to We Are Legion, the unofficial podcast to Aion, Legion of War. Actually, Legions of War. I've always called it Legion of War, and I even write Legion of War on all of our stuff. I had to go back and correct it all recently. Today we're going to talk about all the latest news. There's been a little bit of news that's come out, a new character release, Shagga, and we're also going to get into a little bit of team comp synergy and talk about gear some more, because I don't feel like we did it justice last time around. All right, guys. Well, it looks like there's been a few things that have come out. There's a couple events that have happened. We didn't get a chance to talk about the Valentine's Day event last time. There wasn't a whole heck of a lot to that, but it did have some interesting drops, some new skins that were a little pricey for my flavor, even though I tend to whale in games a lot. But Luke, did you get any of the skins? I know you probably didn't, Ogre. Or didn't purchase them anyway.
I did not.
I did not, because if you do the math, I'm pretty sure it's $50 per skin.
Yeah.
And it's outrageous. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me how much they cost. For anybody who buys them, right? Good for you, but I'm a whale, and that's too much money for me.
And for those of you unfamiliar with the term whale, that means you're willing to drop large sums of money on mobile games.
Correct.
Just to be clear, those skins are all cosmetic, right?
Yeah, they appear to be. Milla's did look awesome, and I was mighty tempted, but I refrained.
Now, what I would have preferred maybe is, you can sell it for 1,250 gems, but also put it in a loot pool. Like, put it in an RNG loot box that you can
I think it was, actually.
Or whatever.
I think it
wasn't.
wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't, because I know the one, I can't remember what her name was. The last skin, the lunar
Charlotte?
one.
So, Leona.
Yeah, Leona. I got hers.
They did Leona right. Like, I got Leona. That was really cool. It came out of the loot box, the RNG box. But none of the Valentine's ones got the same treatment.
They do have a new event going now, which is a Legion training program. It looks like for gaining experience. There's quite a few things in this. It looks like there's a ton of rewards. I'm just looking at the points. And for those of you unaware, when you go into, if you click on the event and you go in and you see the parts you're completed, to gain the rewards, you got to actually click the little down arrow, which I don't think I ever did last time.
Which is a little weird. I feel like there needs to be a button like receive all, or as soon as you complete that, you shouldn't have to touch it at all. It should automatically go into your mailbox.
Yeah, I was a little annoyed at myself. I'm like, oh man, I probably missed out on all the rewards for the last time because I didn't get any of them. And I'm actually really close to the skill end.
So I completed the whole thing.
Yeah, I will probably today.
Let me see. I'm opening it up now.
You get a lot of stuff.
I got really far. I think I'm ranked 5 right now on the whole thing.
Wow.
Like out of everyone.
I'm
so
750.
For solo, I'm ranked 8. And if you look in points, the maximum points get you can basically, from getting all those shards of dark Shagga, you can summon a dark Shagga, which I did.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that.
You can actually summon more than one, sort of. You get 75. Yeah, you get 75 to unlock him at a previous one, and then you get an additional 40. So you're only 35 off, so if a bunch of you complete, like somebody can start requesting them and get extra dark Shagga.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't even notice that there was quests. I just now am noticing that while
there are quests.
Those quests are really helpful.
A little harder.
They're really helpful.
Some of them are really easy, but some of them are... I've actually been trying to do it. You got to reach level 40 on every element.
which means you have to get 6 stars.
Correct. You have to 6-star every element. So like I'm doing really well. I've got 1, 2. I only have 2 elements left.
See, I haven't 6-starred anyone just yet. I was actually in the middle of doing Ren for this Legion training program. Oh, you do even get 6,000 points each time you complete these quests. That's pretty nice. I feel like this game always has something to do.
Like 2,000.
One thing I like about this game, there's always something to do, but the only thing I don't like is that there's like little hidden clicks to receive things all over the place.
Yeah,
and I
feel
never
like they
noticed.
need to tweak that. I agree with you. Like, make it a little easier for the end user to receive your reward that you earned. There's no like, it needs to notify you better. That's what it is. If there was like a notification or something, because a lot of those quests I didn't even know I did them.
Yeah, but
there's
you
a
don't
little
know
tiny
the red dot.
dot.
Yeah, you gotta kind of look for it.
It's super small red dot.
I don't find it that hard personally, but I mean, I guess I don't know.
You dig through everything though.
I do.
I'm more like, oh hey, I don't see anything. Oh, I guess there's a tiny red dot. I can go click it. But now that I know that it's there, as soon as I hit level 40 on that character, I go right in and get my reward.
Now there's no sweepstakes for this contest, correct? I know there was.
Not that I'm aware of.
There was the leveling one, which I was still a little too new to the game and still didn't quite.
I didn't know about it either.
I didn't quite realize it, and I saw. It looks like, well, we can congratulate them. This is a little while ago, so they got the rewards back on February 10th. So it was a little while ago, but Big Boom, Hugo Barf, Lucia Das, 2 dungeons, and Kapari. I guess 5 people won it, but they got a 5-star Awakened Fervous Light.
I know. They got the light version. Like, ultimate, super duper rare. I don't even think it's in the game rare. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. They just, I guess, in the middle of doing the content creators contest, should have wrapped up. They said they were going to announce the winner by February 28th, but I haven't seen.
Now, what is the content creators sweepstake? What do they get?
It was a while ago that they announced it, and we entered in it with our podcast, so I didn't know if it's streaming video sweepstakes, live stream 5-minute video. You'll be showcased on their social media channels, and you get 1 wing box, 4 to 6-star legendary unique, 100,000 gold, and 50,000 ether. So it wasn't huge rewards like it was on the other one. I mean, wing boxes are always nice.
I've only gotten 1 wings, and I had to buy it.
Oh, okay. It says March 8th they'll notify the winners.
Oh, there we go.
So hopefully, because I know we entered in that one at least. And then I do want to thank them. They did. I just noticed this. I've been super busy this week, so I hadn't checked Twitter. But on February 28th, they posted our podcast on their Twitter.
That's awesome.
So
that's really cool.
So thank you guys for that at Aion. And then let's talk about Shagga a little bit. He is a 3-star hero. Looks like he might actually. I mean, I know a few people said he's just food, but I personally think he might actually be a useful character just because he has anti-knockdown.
Yeah, the dark version's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, the one you get from the thing is pretty cool. He reminds me of Apollo a lot, in that he has kind of a cheat death mechanic, and that he has stuns.
Do you know what category he's under?
Skill in his divine. He's a gladiator.
No, I mean in the Hero Codex.
What?
In the Hero Codex, where do you find him?
Oh, I haven't looked yet.
Oh, I can never find anybody in here. This is another thing I don't quite understand. Oh, and then speaking of which, while we're on that topic of buttons that you can press, apparently, once you've collected a certain amount of heroes, you get some kind of buff, and then you get rewards in there. There's all kinds of stuff.
It's not just collecting them. You have to level them up to max level. You have to evolve them, do different things.
Oh wow, okay, I didn't realize that.
There's additional quests in there, yes.
Jeez, you will never run out of things to do in this game, ever.
I don't think so. No.
I don't think it's possible. It's like full-blown MMO.
Yeah, there's so much depth in this game. And
There's Shagga.
it's really hooks me. I mean, I just want to keep playing it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty addicted. And the problem is that the other game we podcast and play is actually coming out with a bunch of cool stuff right now, so it's really, really affecting my time schedule.
Well, you could do what I do and literally use 2 devices at the same time.
I have been doing that quite a bit, actually.
I'm 2-devicing this game and the other game.
My wife's looking at me like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yep, I sure do.
Jeez.
I haven't gotten criticized yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. Just kind of gotten that look like, what is wrong
Well,
with you?
I told her we were doing this podcast, and I think she thought it was pretty cool. So
yeah, podcasting is a little more acceptable, but the just 2-devicing is pretty ridiculous.
Oh, it's insane. Now imagine trying to 2-device and work at the same time.
Yeah, I see. You have the fortunate benefit of working from home. I can't quite get away with that. So.
Actually, it's really hard. So 2-devicing it's almost impossible when you're trying to work. Not recommended. Don't try this at home.
Well, no, only try it at home.
Yeah, only try it at home.
Only try it at home.
So let's get back to Shagga. Let's talk about him a little bit.
I leveled him to 4-star, level 30, and I haven't even tried him yet.
I have not pulled him yet, but I didn't know I could get him from the other thing, so I can probably unlock him now. His dark, you're right, does have a leader ability.
Confinites. You can get him from any of the Confinites.
That doesn't mean I'm going to pull him, though.
I pulled a water one last night out of a regular Confinite.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just going to get Milla and Tanku. That's all I ever pull.
So wait, so let's go back to what you were saying. Does he have a leader skill?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes, he does.
It's a leader?
Yep, it's a leader skill.
Implies the dungeon decreases knockdown duration by 2 seconds, which I could see where that could be useful in a dungeon with heavy knockdown.
Yeah, some of the bosses are really quite difficult.
His main ability, inflict stun for 5 seconds on enemies using skills, then does damage. His second ability looks like just handblade dealing damage.
However, something to point out about his basic is that it turns into a lifesteal attack.
Oh, nice. On which, it doesn't look like it does on the dark. Oh, okay, no, deals...
Oh, yeah, it does. It just has to be leveled up to max.
Okay.
And what's nice is it's an accessible character that you can max his skills. It might take a little while to keep pulling him, but you can max his skills without using it.
Right, but as a 3-star, you can. That's the thing. Like,
yeah.
My direct comparison is to Apollo, who's a 4-star.
Yeah.
Who's definitely much harder to upgrade.
Oh, absolutely. I've only gotten, 3 skill ups on him so far.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, too. And I just keep pulling Apollo as my 4-stars. Like, every other 4-star for me has been Apollo. And I have 4 Apollos. So,
I recently got 2 Apollos in pulls.
All of my 4-stars are Argamir, water version. Every single one. I almost have that guy max skilled. No choice.
Nice.
I always get William, endlessly.
You are a lucky man.
I wish.
William is amazing.
I have a dark William, and then I have all but light William.
I think light William's the one you'd probably like.
I use the dark version because it's the only one I have. I actually 6-starred him because I think he's amazing.
Actually, the second ability for Shagga changes to hit point absorption too.
That's his basic.
No. He has Assault Tank Special, and then his other ability, Sturdy Handblade.
If you're going from left to right, the very first skill is the active skill that you have to click on, that he'll use and do his big special ability. The second one is his basic attack, and then he should have,
Well, both of those will do absorption then.
And his counter. Right. I'm just saying his basic was one that actually noted because, basic attack HP absorption is pretty cool. Because there's lots of characters that have HP absorption on their skill.
Well, his divine skill at level 3 adds immortality.
Yeah, his divine skill is pretty cool. And if you check his counter when he is leveled up all the way, he'll use his divine skill whenever he hits like 1 or less HP. So that's pretty cool.
It didn't seem like a bad character. I mean, he's probably not fantastic, but
I think he looks pretty cool. I got to test him out. Got to take him for a spin. I don't even have an equipment ready for him yet. I don't know why. I have retention armor for me is very rare. So I usually either have to buy it from the little shop or get lucky, but my RNG is terrible.
I have been buying equipment from the shop recently, from the secret shop. So
I do that too.
I'm
trying to save up to start doing it.
You have been our equipment guru lately since you've been upgrading. So on Gladiator, we've learned a lot since our last podcast. So you've been telling us what we want for each character. So why don't we run through that, and we'll actually put that in the show notes because I see this asked a lot. Though I do think it's different for PvE and PvP to a certain degree, so I'm not exactly sure.
I agree with you.
So what is this that you're going to be telling us? Is this PvE or PvP? This is PvE, I'm guessing.
So I don't know. The short answer is I'm not sure. Basically, I'm going by what other players have told me.
Okay.
So I don't know in what context they were saying it. So, for example, if we talk about Bloodfang, I went to go equip Bloodfang. And one of the players that's quite good said, you know, put poise armor on him. So I went out and I got all the poise armor and I put it on him, which increases max HP by 10% and generates 2 impenetrable shields when special skill is used. So it makes him really tanky, which is pretty cool. And then I've got the jewelry on him that does combo status accuracy rate. Now, that particular buff is usually what you build in a gladiator. You'd use retention armor because retention armor, what it does is the 2 set gives you the combo status accuracy, and then the 4 set increases your max HP by 10%.
Now, isn't Bloodfang a gladiator as well, though?
He is.
Okay.
So apparently, you could make him so tanky that he essentially breaks the content, and you could just brute force through things.
Okay.
Well, I mean, something to point out, Bloodfang is a natural 5-star.
He is natural 5.
May be part of the reasoning being able to change a little bit, because his skill would be already harder to resist.
Right.
And that may be why he doesn't need the retention.
It's possible.
Yeah, it just seems like there's a couple characters like
Furvis that I'm using,
him.
It does that combo status accuracy plus 10%. So, I mean, that's the 2 builds that I've heard so far for gladiators, either poise or retention.
So why don't we run through the list of each one, and you can kind of tell us what you think is what we believe is the recommended, and if you're a pro player and you want to correct us, please feel free to leave comments because we're very interested in this, but we're trying to basically figure out what we want for each character. So for a... Go ahead, Ogre.
Templar.
For a Templar, what would we want? I'm guessing that's poise as well, correct?
Well, my Templar is not built properly at the moment, but you're best to go with like HP and defense. So you could either go magic defense, do like a 2 set plus 10, and then you can, I would focus on defense for the Templar. And then what I did is on my jewelry, I did reflect damage reflection.
That sounds
I think you want him to be as tanky as possible.
On my Tonku, I went with Canopy.
What does Canopy do?
That's the increase max hit point by 10% and generate 10-second Guardian Shield equal to 20% of max hit P when the battle starts.
Yeah, that's really good. That sounds
pretty good. Yeah.
I was able to get a heroic armor piece for Tenku, and the one that I got came in retention. So I'm thinking maybe just because I have that, I should lean towards retention. But I don't know. The Canopy sounds great.
I also have the Iron Will necklace and ring, which is the 2 sets physical defense plus 12%.
Sounds pretty good.
That seemed like it was pretty good as well. Which I'm sure there's better stuff out there, but...
Wait, which one are you using? Iron Will?
Yeah, for necklace and ring. It's a 2 set.
I have one of those. I don't even think I have that. Keep in mind one thing about the jewelry. There is a super rare jewelry set that increases your talent level. You can get talent +1. It's called Passion Sunset. So that's pretty cool.
Now for assassins, you had mentioned before...
Hold on. Before we go into assassin, like, counter to the Templars would be Aethertech. Since the Templars are physical defense, the Aethertechs are magical defense. I assume they're built similarly.
Oh, yeah, I forgot there was a second class for those.
Yeah, there's 2 for everything, sort of.
Yeah.
I have them all listed out right in front of me. If you want to
I just built my Aethertech Dreadnought yesterday because I was going to use him for something. Ended up not using him, but I just built him and I focused on magic defense. I did a two-piece set. So that was called Boost, and that was magic defense. And then only because I had it, I don't know if it helps him or not, but I put on the evade. What's it called? It's the one that the Y symbol, but from the adventures, the silver Y. So it's evade rate +8. And then I also gave him the reflect damage jewelry.
Nice. So I
kind of have to use what I have.
You want to build them kind of similarly as the Templars. It's just you focus on magic defense versus physical defense because that's the difference between the two. And Aethertechs, from what I've seen, generally care about how much magic defense they have. So
we're going to say similar to Templar and then magic defense.
Versus physical.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming anyway. And we covered Gladiator, so the next one would be Assassin as the counterpoint to that because those are your 2 interrupt classes.
And originally I was told that we really want to focus on evade rate and increase attack. So the Deluge is one of the better sets you can get out of the Secret Shop as well.
Yep, that's right. That's how I built Purvis, and I think I built Miller the same way. Yeah, as much evade as possible. Actually, I'm like so limited by the jewelry that I have that I kind of just have to use the set that I have. But right now, she's got like increased recovery, SP recovery by 20%.
Yeah, I'm using critical increase. The momentum increases critical rate.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. For his armor set or his jewelry?
Jewelry.
Yeah, I don't have that. I have like a weird concoction of stuff.
Yeah, my gear's all over the place. I just, what was it, yesterday or the night before? Yeah, yesterday, I think. I started farming Golden Abyss because I had a bajillion energy because we opened a ton of secret shops. So I just stuck it into Golden Abyss, and I noticed I got my first piece of 6-star equipment. So I'm like, oh, auto farm.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I cannot believe this.
Finally starting to get into 6-star equipment.
I have a 5-star Passion Focus necklace in my inventory that I just spotted.
That's a +1 talent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need both to make it work, but that's awesome. Don't get rid of it.
Yeah, I'll hang on to that one. I wish you could lock equipment too. So.
I really wish you could lock equipment as well, and I think that it should
That's
be
exactly why I
implemented.
only do bundle sales.
You only do bundle sales, or you don't do bundle
Yeah,
sales?
I only do bundle sales now.
Bundle sales. Only.
I find that I do that also.
Only do bundle sales. I don't bother with trying to sell them individually because I'm like, I'll sell stuff that I don't want to by accident. And then once I've realized, okay, I've gotten rid of everything, I'll go through every piece of equipment I have, decide whether I want to equip it, and then I'll just sell everything else. That way my inventory is clear, and then I'll build it back up again.
Right.
So let's talk sorcerer to move along.
Yeah, sorcerer or ranger are the next two.
So
Okay, so sorcerer.
I can't remember.
I'm assuming they're built similarly to each other, one being physical, one being magical, obviously. That's my assumption. I'm assuming they're both crit rate and attack.
Yeah, definitely critical rate. I did magic penetration and critical for as example for Scarlet.
So penetration versus attack makes sense.
What was the name of that set?
So there's the Fierce set, which is the gold H. That's critical rate. And if you did a 4 set, it's also increased attack by 10%. However, from what I've learned, right now I have two gold criticals and 2 silver criticals. So I'm getting 15 plus 8 for critical, and then jewelry I have is 10. But if you were to use Tremor,
yeah, that's what I have on my LeMay,
which is the X. So if you did 2 gold H's and 2 gold X's, that would be better than having what I have.
Yeah, I have the 4 set. Magic Pen plus 15 increases attack by 10 for the Tremor set for LeMay.
Tremor's awesome. I just don't have enough of it.
And then I have the Momentum Necklace and Ring for 10% critical on her. So that's
So you've got Tremor for your magic penetration.
Yeah.
And then you went with
Momentum for the critical.
Momentum, got it. Yeah. No, any of that works. That's all perfect. And from
so
my understanding is you want to build all the sorcerers the same.
I assume that ranger is similar and that you want crit rate and physical pen then.
I know less about ranger than any of the other classes. Right now, my ranger is built kind of weird because I didn't have
I bet you know more about ranger than you do spirit master.
Spirit master, I know more about than ranger because I use Sakura every day.
Oh, it's because you pulled one. That's why.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the only pull I've gotten in this game. Everything else I paid for. Like Fervus, flat out bottom. Bloodfang, bottom. Those are my 3-5 naturals. Sakura, nice. Bloodfang, and Fervus. So, yeah, right now I've got Evade because that's the only armor I had, plus increased attack. Now, it's probably not the right set. I think it's for Nora, and I think it's set wrong. So I'm going to learn from you, and you can tell me what should be on there.
I'm guessing you're probably right. It's probably physical penetration and critical would be my guess.
I mean, that makes sense for Rangers in most MMOs. And it makes sense if Sorcerer and Ranger are the counterpoints to each other, then that would be the case. So that's just my guess.
I think it's a good guess.
Next 2 we got are Gunner and Spirit Master, the 2 damage over time specialists.
And I'm guessing you know what these are.
I have them set totally differently. My Gunner and my...
No, I haven't looked into anything for gear yet.
Okay.
So I'm relying on loot here. So.
For Spirit Master, this guy is stacked with damage over time, heal over time. He's currently using the Vigor set, which is dot hot plus 15%. right now he's got on a 4 set, so it's also recovery plus 12. However, as soon as I get some tremor, like 2 pieces of tremor, I'm going to throw that on for magic penetration. So it'll be 2 dot hots and 2 magic pens. And then I'm using determination for the jewelry, which is another dot hot plus 10%. So right now, Sakura has 25% dot hot and 12% recovery.
So the ones we want to focus on are dot hot, recovery, and magic pen. Those are the...
No, definitely not recovery.
Not recovery.
I mean,
recovery is
for
just
whatever
how much
reason,
they
it's just part of the 4 set.
That way. It's just built in together that way. And the reason that you want Magic Pen is because Spirit Masters are magical damage. Something that me personally I think would be interesting to see on Spirit Masters and Gunners would be debuff accuracy. Because they are debuffs that are applied.
Now, I know they did a live...
Is there a jewelry for that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, I know I've seen debuff accuracy in gear. I just don't remember if it's as part of the set or just in the gear. You know what I mean?
Right. So you guys just have me.
We got the blind leading the blind here.
More magic pen here for Sakura.
Like, it makes sense to have magic pen because his debuffs are magical in damage, so that they need to be able to penetrate in order to deal more damage. So that makes perfect sense. And the dot hot, well, they're dot, so I mean that makes perfect sense too. It's just, to me, I don't know about Sakura or Odium particularly because they're both 5 stars out the gate, obviously. But most of the other dot appliers that I've seen have like a base 30 to 50% to apply it. And that's why I was saying the debuff accuracy.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm changing the jewelry while we're speaking. Now I'm taking off.
You know, I don't think I have any Spirit Master characters. I was just looking.
You do. You have Kiki.
I probably mulched him already.
Literally, there is 3 in the game, and 2 of them are natural 5 stars.
Okay. Well, that would explain why I don't have any.
So, what's the other one? Odium?
Yeah, Odium.
That's a character I really want.
Yeah.
I don't have him.
He's pretty cool.
Hey, maybe they'll put him in the red gem thing.
That's what we count on.
It's the only way I get characters. So
I want them to do something other than fire next time. I have so many fire characters. Like, all my best characters are fire.
I know. Like, switch it up. Give us something else.
Well, it's only been 2.
Like, seriously. But then, conversely, Gunners, they would want physical penetration versus magical penetration. And they still would
You got it right. Physical pen is one of the most important things for a gunner.
Now, do they want dot hot as well?
No.
No, okay.
Although, doesn't William do a bleed?
That's why I asked, because I thought he did.
Yeah.
He
like
does
all
do
the
bleed.
do.
So is bleed damage over time?
Yes.
So dot hot would work for them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would assume Spirit Master and Gunner are built very similarly.
I thought you said no.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
I don't know.
Now that we're talking about it, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, it would seem that dot hot, physical pen, and debuff accuracy, again, are kind of what you want to look for. Because those are what
my guy right now is using physical pen and critical.
I remember reading somewhere somebody saying you wanted accuracy on gunners because they're the ones who get rid of your evaders for you.
Yeah. And that makes sense because they have the dot.
This is interesting. Deluge. No, that's attack. Never mind. I thought that said accuracy. One of these things give accuracy?
Yeah, I've seen it somewhere. I can't remember which gear, but
there's a leader, I think a leader Apollo, who gives like 15% accuracy to everybody.
That's Water Apollo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have him, I think. Yeah.
I do too. I'm like, do I want this?
Yeah, I've heard that it's a character you want.
There's quite a few characters that I was like, wait, that guy's good. Like, for example, Viper. Water Viper in PvP is like a god.
Yeah.
You remember that little short list of characters Mez effects that I sent you? Water Viper's on that.
Yep.
And that's exactly why he is good. So, because being able to disable a character, for 30, 40 seconds is a lot.
Oh, yeah, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
So
and he can do it multiple times in a battle, so, that's why. Last two are Cleric and Songweaver. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
So let's move on to Songweaver. Songweaver, I know because I just geared my Light Absalon, which I probably should be gearing my Dark Lee. That's one of the few really good pulls I got was Dark Lee. And so I did with Songweaver, and I'm guessing it's probably the same as Spirit Master and Gunner. You want dot hot, and then I did the Vigor set, so I got the recovery as well.
Yeah, I haven't had my Absalon built properly yet.
I'm not sure if you want recovery, because recovery would only affect you, per se. I think you want high attack, because all of the heals are based on their attack for both Songweaver and Cleric.
I wouldn't have thought that. So what does recovery do exactly?
Cleric.
Recovery is like when you get an HP regen or something like that.
Well, the way I understood it, and maybe I was looking at this wrong, I was thinking recovery would allow me to heal more frequently.
Is recovery SP recovery?
That's what I thought, because there's some people, I've read in different chats, people saying that recovery is very useful for magical characters.
I have no idea.
So, who's ever listening, if you know the answer, drop us a comment. We'd love to know. What is recovery used for, and who would benefit from it?
Yeah, and then we'll update our list, because we're going to try to keep a link in all the show notes to what gears you want for PvE, PvP. As we learn these things, it's going to be a living document. I'm going to put it in Google Docs, and then slowly keep track of all this stuff, and then we'll eventually have guides built out. But this game's very complex, so it's taking us longer than it usually does.
Absolutely. Yes. There's just a lot of, there's a lot of characters, there's a lot of skills, there's a lot of buffs and debuffs, and significantly more than the other game we play.
Yeah, exactly.
Other games.
Yeah.
Multiple, other games in general.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm assuming attack is something that you wouldn't mind having on Clerics and Songweavers, because their heals are based on their attack. So.
Now they do have, I can't remember what, the set's not up, it just disappeared, of course. They had a set box for Cleric. I can't remember what was in that one, which I would assume would have stats that you would probably want.
Cleric, I did magical defense. I was told, like for Water Leia, I was told build her as tanky as possible. You need her to stay alive.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
So I 6-starred her a little while ago, and I stacked her with magical defense, and she doesn't really die too often.
That's good.
That's
so what
important.
other than magical defense, what else do you put on her?
I don't know.
So maybe attack,
maybe
recovery.
I would love to know. I just don't.
If you're making her tanky, I assume HP.
Yeah, HP.
Would help. But then again, just probably get that from the gear itself, and you don't need the
Oh yeah, no. You're right. I have a combination of magical defense and HP. You are correct.
Yeah, I got one.
But hey, I might be completely wrong. So.
No, I know. It's the same thing. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
One thing to note, there was a live stream. Did any of you guys watch the live stream that Aion did?
I did not. I was busy.
I tagged it so that I could watch it later, and I haven't had a chance yet.
Yeah, it's an hour and 42 minutes, so it's pretty long. I pulled it up on Twitch just a little while ago. I was going to watch it before the show and realized I wasn't going to have enough time. But I do believe they talk about gear a little bit. So
I watched 3 minutes of it so that I had it in my history, and then I can go back to it.
Was it good? Was it hosted by Ocho?
They do actually talk about. It's funny. They
I
said,
don't think
well,
they say their handles, but they have their actual names.
no, he says. Yeah, I watched the intro. It is Ocho, and her name was. It's not Jaime. It's Himi. But she says she goes by
Okay.
whatever when you talk. There are two community managers for Aion. Ocho's on there. They say their names as they.
Oh,
So it's Ocho
okay.
and her. They go through. They talk about team synergies, building the right combos, what to do if you get stuck, that type of thing.
Which I'm going to go into here in a second. And
Yeah, that
hopefully
actually sounds quite useful. We
I'll not
probably
be
should have
lost.
listened to that before we recorded this.
Yeah, that does sound useful.
I'll watch that later and be like,
That's
oh, why
one
didn't
thing
I
that
do
I
that?
don't know yet,
Yeah.
that I'm just not doing well, is synergies. Right now, I'm
I'm going to try and help you with
building
that.
great tunes, and some of them have synergies, some of them don't.
So this is starting to get running a little long. So let's talk about team synergies a little bit, Ogre, on any research.
I'll try to make this, quicker if I can. Then I'll answer you guys' questions as you prompt me.
Okay.
So the two main things that you want to look at, because obviously most of your teams you're going to want at least one frontliner, so a Templar or an Aether Tech, depending on what you need or what you have. And then you're going to want a healer, so either a Songweaver or a Cleric. So assuming those two slots are taken, the other three slots are going to be your interrupt and damage packages. Now, the interrupt is what should fuel your damage package. My personal preference is that you would have one interrupter and two damage characters that would link to the particular interrupt. There are three kinds of interrupts: knockdown, airborne, and stun. And they can be found on a variety of characters. You just got to look for what they have. Because each boss, as you go in to fight them, has different resistances to the different combo statuses, as they're called, which are the interrupts. They initiate combo status. So if they're immune to knockdown and airborne, you have to bring a stunner, and if you want to interrupt them at all. So those are the three different ones that you want to do. And then if you look at your characters, there's different link attacks for sorcerers and rangers and gunners and spirit masters. They have different link abilities tied to knockdown, airborne, or stun.
Yeah, I noticed LeMay linked with Fervus, so that's why I started using her.
Well, LeMay links with knockdown and airborne. So if you have the interrupter that can do either of those, she's good with that. But she does not work with stun, so don't bring her into a team that relies on a stun interrupt.
Yeah, my original plan was to run my Tanku, which is my only real tank, then Fervus, LeMay, Ren, and a healer.
And you can do that too. Like, if you have one damager and then two interrupters, that's fine as well, I think. Because the
It
interrupt
really also depends on the
damage.
boss, too.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's at least one boss. It might be in the guild dungeon where basically if you don't keep interrupting, like you got to bring in like all interrupters, and he'll just kill you. But everything you're saying makes total sense. I'm basically
Right.
building my teams wrong, is what I'm hearing.
I mean, like you said before, you like to brute force it, which is fine, but I like to have a little bit more finesse. But anyway, there's three knockdown characters. Those are Ren, Cordelia, and Bloodfang. There are 6 airborne characters: Prado, Umbaka, Cayman, Gullen, Luna, and Fervus. And then there are 5 stun characters. You have Cassius, Milla, Avarice, Apollo, and Shaga, who just got added. So
And then the rest of them, that would be in those classifications.
those
just
are the
damage.
gladiators.
Right.
What's that?
I said,
Those
but
are the gladiators and assassins.
okay.
Those are the interrupters. The link characters are a little bit different.
Are there magic interrupters?
Oh yeah, the sorcerers have, or no, sorry. Only the assassins and gladiators have interrupt
Okay.
that I know of. Although there may be one exception to that, but I can't remember off the top of my head. if one of you want to take a look at Adriel, I think he's a ranged character that has an interrupt.
I've never.
Oh
heard
wow,
of
that would be like super special.
That's why I kind of have it like highlighted as. I need to look at this guy again. I don't remember.
It's funny. Every time I go in the Hero Codex, I see characters I've never seen before.
Right. Yeah, Adriel is one that you're just never gonna see.
Like Miria, I've never seen her.
Yeah, no idea. And
Songweaver, Talent 9.
To be fair, some of these characters are special event characters, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that could be the case too.
Anyway, just as a quick rundown of all of the Link characters and what they do. Go ahead and read Adriel real quick.
He's really cool looking. Talent 10 on fire anyway.
Yeah.
And light and dark.
Which character?
Active skill.
Yeah, I'm just
Which
looking.
character is that?
Adriel.
Oh yeah, I've never seen one in the wild. Like even in PvP, I never see him.
Oh, he does. His fire version has a stun. When marks an enemy, deals damage, stun for 5 seconds.
So yeah, he's a ranged character that has a interrupt. I thought that was kind of cool.
But it's only on fire, it looks like.
And yeah, I mean that would make sense because he's supposed to be a Link character. And I don't remember. I didn't write down his Link actually. So do you have his Link skill pulled up?
Let me see. Oh wait, he's got. Okay, yeah. Targets enemies that are afflicted with knockdown, and then he inflicts airborne on knockdown enemies.
Holy jeez. So he's just combo master.
Yeah.
He sounds amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to cover everybody else that's not bonkers.
And he's got no acquisition method when you click on where to find him.
Yeah. So he's
really?
That's just the fire. The water, you can actually get them from the hero portal.
Oh, but like the one you really want.
Yeah, the fire, light, and dark you can't get from. There's no acquisition method.
Gee, wonder why that is.
Yeah.
All right, so just a real quick rundown of the other Link characters and what they can link to. So Leona links to knockdown. You're kind of taught that in the beginning of the game. You should kind of know that. Kiki links to stun. Leo links to airborne. Asilla links to knockdown. Viper links to knockdown. Livius links to stun. Jahan links to stun. Nasir links to stun. Mumading links to stun. Nora links to knockdown and stun. Lime links to knockdown and airborne. Scarlet links to knockdown and stun. William links to knockdown and airborne. Belican links to airborne and stun. And then Gearming, Regis, Sakura, Jorgen, Maximus, and Odium link to all three.
And that's why.
Which is just amazing.
Yeah.
Well, better than
universal
damage dealers. Something that to point out, if they have a link to all three, they're a natural 5-star. If they have a link to 2 abilities, they're a natural 4-star.
Which is why then
that makes
everyone
sense.
says you need the natural 5 stars. You should be running if you have one.
Yes, you should be running the natural 5s if you have them. They're just innately stronger.
What does William link to?
Knockdown and airborne?
Oh, both. Knockdown and airborne. Cool.
Yeah, because he's a 4-star.
Right.
So he just doesn't link to stun. So
I think stun is my least used interrupt skill.
Yeah, me too.
Out of all my skills, I either usually use knockdown or airborne. Very rare that I use a stun. Only because I don't have a lot of stunning characters.
Yeah, there's definitely more airborne characters than anything else. And knockdown actually has the least. It's just that you happen to have 2 of those characters in Ren and Bloodfang.
Right. And Cordelia.
And Cordelia. That's all 3 of them. There you go. Yep. You have all the knockdown characters.
Yep.
You literally have every knockdown character.
All right, guys. Anything else we want to cover?
Knockdown King.
Yeah. Anything else we want to cover before we wrap this up? We're starting to hit the hour period, so.
I assume we're not going to cover Prado then?
Oh, yeah, we were going to cover Prado. I don't even think I announced that in the announcement, so I think we could save that for another day.
I don't really care one way or the other.
Yeah, once it gets over an hour.
I haven't used them all that much, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll start that next week.
I do need to build them up, though, because I'm at a point where I need the airborne. So.
There's so many characters, though. I don't know if doing just one character every episode makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, I think, again, it's going to be tricky to talk about one character.
Yeah.
Because especially if they're going to start putting out new characters every so often, we're just never going to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll just leave that completely out. That's all I think.
Yeah. I mean, we can
focus on like one type.
Well, when they release a new character, we'll talk about that new character. I think we should.
Well, no. I mean, like, we can highlight characters. Hey, I pulled this week. Let's talk about them a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do something like that. Or if we run out of stuff to talk about, like if we start running low, we can just talk about 2 or 3 characters.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen, but if we do.
And synergies. Well, I mean, what I mean is if we are a little bit lower on content.
Yeah. Oh, no, I agree.
Let's take, Prado and let's talk about him a little bit, and then somebody who can work well with him. Let's talk about Lime. Let's talk about Leo. The 2 characters that work with his airborne ability that can help, shape the battle for you and blah, blah, blah.
All right, that sounds good.
I can tell you after this conversation, Lime really is somebody that I want to start using more of.
Yeah, I use her all the time now. She's fast
Which
becoming.
variant do you have?
I have fire.
I have wood.
Fire seemed like the better of the 3.
You're probably right.
I think the fire is the one that I was looking for because I only have the wood one. I think the water one because she's a blitzer.
Yeah, she's a blitzer, but the fire one has.
Something I wanted to point out before I actually want this in the show, if you think it's worthy, but in the shops, in the guild and social tabs, there are, I think in the guild one it's 80 coins for Umbaka, fire Umbaka, and like wood talos, right?
Yeah.
And both those characters are blitz characters.
And they're synthesis characters too.
And synthesis.
So I mean, it's something that I have been looking at, and I'm like picking those shards up as I see them. So, and I think it's also true in the social tab. Like there's water Akasian and Woodmilla, I think, but I haven't been picking those up. So, but the guild ones I've been picking up because they're cheap.
I'm actually only a couple of characters. I was going to give up on synthesis because I got really annoyed with it, but I'm only a wood Cayman away from Dark Regis.
Nice.
I've gotten a zillion Caymans and no wood Caymans. And the character that I need the most is who you just got 2 of, Water LeMay, because she is B7, B8, and B9 of Razorclaw. Yeah. So you can blitz with her like the best year. And also Fire Drake is B7, 8, and 9 of, it's either Fang or Shrine of the Abyss.
Well, what drives me crazy is this wood Cayman. You can actually get them from regular Componite even.
It's incredibly rare to get a 3-star from regular Componite.
Yeah, I know. I've actually gotten quite a few 3-stars from regular Componite.
Yeah, but when you open several hundred, you're going to...
I've even gotten several 3-star Awakened.
I opened 300 white Componite today. Out of those 300, I only actually got a handful of 3-stars.
Yeah, I'll probably be opening quite a few today myself.
Most of it was 2. I mean, I'm trying to get top 10 in the event, so I'm like really pushing hard. I've been upgrading all day long for the last 24 hours.
My goal is just to hit the 750,000 for the skill imp, so I can upgrade my Regis a little bit.
It is cool that they give a light Nora if you're number 1.
Wait a second. You don't get a skill imp.
For the solo?
Yeah.
You don't get a skill
the
imp?
main reward is Shagga shards.
No, at 75,000 or 750,000 points.
750,000 points, you get a skill imp.
I'm looking right at it.
Where's my skill imp?
Probably in the mailbox.
No.
If you haven't gone to the mailbox to collect it, it's still there.
Oh. Maybe I didn't redeem it. Because I'm like, I don't know, I'm in top 10, so it's like I have a couple of million points.
Yeah, you probably already redeemed it and you didn't realize it.
I probably already put it into
He's
Blood
probably
Bank and
already in your
forgot.
inventory and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Or I applied it and totally forgot about it.
Oh my gosh.
The person who gets the most points gets a light Nora.
That'd be cool.
Like 4 skill imps.
Yep, 4 skill imps, 1 million gold, and 750 gems.
So right now I'm on the cusp of getting 1 skill imp. I'll be happy with just that one.
Jeez.
They're so expensive. So like
They are.
Yeah, they're well worth it.
Well, use your skill imps on 5 stars. Nobody else.
Yeah, I've only been using one Fervus.
So I maxed out my Fervus. His skills are done. Now I'm on Bloodfang.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, man. Beast.
Yep. Beast mode.
You know who I maxed out? Stronheim.
You know who I maxed out? Milla.
Nice. I did max out
They pull Milla every other character.
I actually maxed my Leo, too.
Yeah, I did Milla and Tonku, and I think Leo, and Livius.
Yeah, I did those. And Cayman. Dark Cayman.
Be happy and sit in my corner.
Alright, guys. Well,
all right.
I'm going to wrap this up.
Oh, did we talk about the stupid gear thing that we were talking about beforehand, about the expeditions?
Oh, no.
Do we want to just do a quick blurb?
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, for expeditions. So if you're in a guild and someone has a revenge, make sure you let an alliance or a guildmate do the revenge for you because you both get the gear. And it's usually pretty good gear. I've gotten all my wings from that. And we just got a 6-star rare hammer. That was pretty good.
Yeah. This is a unique hammer, so I mean, it better be good.
So definitely let your guildmates do it because you both earn it.
Yeah.
And the revenge just automatically pops up.
This is something else I just want to point out. Like, when you're running your expeditions, throw in your weak guys so that they get intruded upon and attacked.
Yeah, you want to fail.
Yeah,
the goal of expedition
you want
is
that
fail.
revenge.
Yes.
Now, additionally to that, when you are attacking an intrusion, use a weak team. Let them get the revenge on you because you don't lose anything. You already got your rewards from getting the intrusion. Let them take the revenge on you so they can get cool stuff too.
I don't know about that one.
Well, you can be Jeff. Nice. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to throw in the weakest team possible to beat what you have and leave it at that. Oh, and when you're throwing an expedition out, don't be the jackass that throws in 2 characters that are super low and then has a hidden odious, like, out of nowhere nuke your team. Like, come on.
That ended my 100 win streak in PvP. Was exactly that. There were 2 characters. They were okay, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I can beat those. And then obscene character came out of the hidden slot and destroyed me.
So I got absolutely demolished by a Fervus. It was Fervus versus Fervus. And I was like, why is his Fervus better than my Fervus? And he had on more evade gear than I did.
Wow.
And I just couldn't hurt him. He just kept, everything was miss or block or
So you're saying there's an evasion meta?
There is an evasion meta.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't say there's a meta.
All right, guys. Let's wrap this up. I got to go for real.
Put up a weak tune and 1 master tune.
Oh, my God. All right, guys.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
It's been fun. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
Have a good
Later.
All right.
Thank you for listening to this episode of We Are Legion, a WRL broadcast production. If you liked the show, consider becoming a Patreon.
Patreon.com/WeRRRLegion.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.